You are Locked On Astros Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Houston on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Oh, some Friday night fun for you with the Astros, and we get to soak it all in right here on the Locked On Astros Postcast. Thank you for coming on by tonight and spending part of your Friday night with me, your host, Michael Connor, on the Locked On Astros Postcast. We did this last night for the Texans. Tonight, we're back for the Astros. We got you covered for all things Houston sports right here on the Locked On Sports Houston page. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Come on back. We're with you, like I said, after every single game, where tonight we're going to talk about a man that cooked, and that man was Yusei Kikuchi. Awesome Astros debut after what looked like it was going to be an absolute disaster. 2 batters in. A preview of the Astros already changing the repertoire of Yusei Kikuchi tonight. Tonight's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Make every moment more. As playoffs, of course, wind down. The sports stop sporting like we want them to, but this summer, FanDuel is hooking up all customers with a boost or bonus daily. That's right. There's something for everyone every day, all summer long. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. Astros with a win tonight, a win they need, by the way, because as we do this show live, the Seattle Mariners are taking it to the Philadelphia Phillies tonight. Last time I saw it was at 8-0, and where is it on this list? It is still 8-0 in the 4th. So they're going to win tonight. The Astros keep the pace at the top of the division with the victory tonight, but Yusei Kikuchi is the man that we need to talk about. Now, look, you can still be mad about the trade. I'm still mad about the trade. It wasn't overpay. It doesn't matter what happens when you give up 3 players that have 6 years of control for a guy that is a 2-month rental. It's a bad trade. Now, he could outperform it to where for this season, and if they win a World Series, that's the ultimate changing of it all. Like, I go back to when the Astros traded Teoscar Hernandez to the Blue Jays. Hey, you know what? Dang. I never thought about that. The Astros traded Teoscar Hernandez to the Blue Jays and got Francisco Liriano. You know what happened that year? They won the World Series. They traded some prospects this year to the Blue Jays, and they get Yusei Kikuchi. They win a World Series with Yusei Kikuchi. We're going to forget about that trade. I don't care. A 3rd ring on the finger? Whatever. Hope Joey Loperfido goes to the All-Star game every year. Good for him. Astros will have rings, baby. That would be very, very nice. But, man, he was great tonight, was Kikuchi. I'm not going to get too far ahead of it. You know, you don't want to set yourself up for disappointment later. I mean, there's just no other way around. I tweeted it, and, you know, I love Twitter because you can tweet one thing and you've got like tongue in cheek when you tweet it. And I said, like, Dana Brown really cooked on that one. Like, tongue in cheek. I'm never going to like the trade. I've already said that. I'm not backing off of that. It's not going to happen. You gave up too much. You could have given up 2 prospects. There's no way you needed to give up a 3rd. That's all I'm saying. But those 2 batters in, it looked like, oh, dear Lord, this is going to be really interesting. Then he settled. And he got swing and miss, swing and miss, swing and miss. And they're, for a franchise that, think about, it seems like they're always on the leading trend of what's the next pitch to use in baseball. Remember, they're at the top of it with the, ramping up your RPMs and getting your spin rate on your fastball, throwing that fastball high in the zone. They were right there at the start of that. And then there was the slider revolution. Everybody's throwing that tight slider. Now, a lot of it had to do with guys having stuff on their hands because you could grip it like crazy and just go ahead and spin it and get, easy outs with it. But you had that. And now we're in this world where the changeup is the in vogue pitch, and it's become the in vogue pitch on this staff this season. The Astros have identified something to where major league hitters just don't have the ability to hit changeups anymore. And he went out there tonight, and Yusei Kikuchi threw a ton of changeups. And he got swing after swing and a miss, swing and a miss, swing and a miss. I mean, just unbelievable. Is it that simple? Probably not. It comes down to execution as well. You have to go out there and do it. And look, he did it tonight. And I think one of the things that makes me feel good about it is that he performed well against a team that he has faced a lot the last few years because they were in his division. Kikuchi tonight, 5 2/3, 3 hits, 2 runs, 11 strikeouts, which was almost his career high. I think it was 12 or 13 was his career high. It's the most for an Astros pitcher this year. 3 walks through those 95 pitches, had 51 swings that he induced, and got 26 of those to be whiffs, which was a season high. Threw 25 changeups, also a season high, and got 11 swings and misses on that. The other swing and miss came on his slider all night long. That's what it comes down to. It's pitch usage because you see it. And we saw this, and we all knew this with Kikuchi when he was a Mariner. He has stuff. Legit stuff. He throws 97, 98 miles an hour. And it's amazing to watch. He doesn't appear to be a big guy in stature. I don't know what he's listed at. So, I mean, he really gets a lot out of his fastball for a guy that's, let's see what they list him at. They list Kikuchi at 6 foot. I'm going to guess he's like most players when they list them at something, they're not what they say. Like, I think they list Alex Bregman at 6 foot, 5'10" at best. But he gets everything out of his body to throw 100 miles or almost 100 miles an hour, basically. But if you can, and that's the one thing that you always fall back on with the Astros, they are better than anybody else at executing game plans with pitching staffs, at getting these guys to throw the right mixes consistently. And this has gone on era to era. This is the third different era of Astros baseball in terms of who's running the show. We went from the Luno era to the Click era, now to the Dana Brown era. But I think it goes back to the core of the pitching development inside the organization, the use of numbers when it comes to, whatever, and then being ahead of the curve and finding the things that work more than everybody else. Now, he has to go do this. He's going to make probably, another 9 starts, maybe 10 starts for the Astros the rest of this regular season, and then whatever's to come in the postseason. And he has to go out there and prove that he can consistently put it together. That's been the one thing he's never really done, is have a long, extended period of time. I think, I love the strikeouts. Who doesn't love the strikeouts, right? I think the thing I love the most about Kikuchi's night tonight is the number of hits he allowed. And now, look, when you strike out 11 of the batters that you face, and you faced what? I mean, you got how many outs? You got 17 outs in the game. 11 of those came via the strikeout. But he didn't give up a ton of hits. Because this is a guy that gets beat around a little bit when it comes to giving up hits. I mean, heck, coming into the night, he's been awful lately. I mean, absolutely awful. And he ended up striking out, 8 or 9 in a row in this game? Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Coming into the night, he had given up a total of 125 hits in 115 2/3 innings. Given up more hits than innings pitched. That's not a good number. And he didn't give it up tonight. 3 hits. For what felt like it was going to be a just complete disaster early on. Credit to him. Credit to the Astros for setting him up. Credit to him being receptive to it. And then going out there and executing that game plan to a T. And honestly, making Rays hitters look foolish all night long. Did he make us look? I don't even think it's about him. When we talked about the trade so much, it was never about Kikuchi. Did you love the numbers he's put up? No, of course not. Was he a player that got you overly excited to go and pick up? No. It was always about the trade and what you gave up. That's what it was about. I'm always going to be optimistic about a player coming here and them figuring something out. I really am. We have too much evidence with pitchers coming to the Houston Astros throughout the years, and they tap into something. I mean, there's a guy in the rotation this year, Ronel Blanco, because the Astros have decided the changeup is the way to go. The arm action on it, it looks like a fastball, and then when you're not throwing 97, the changeup can be 90. Because the arm action is so good, if you execute the arm action the way that it's supposed to be executed, to where when it comes out, it's going to look like a fastball, and then it's just going to come in slower and it's going to dive. But if he could consistently do this, what a huge boost to this rotation. Huge. Which, by the way, got another. I don't know what the deal is. I really don't know what the deal is over there. It's probably more than anything just bad luck with pitchers. But if you missed it before the game, apparently, Luis Garcia was about to go out on a rehab. He came in today saying his elbow hurts. The elbow that was surgically repaired. He's not pitching this year. Lance McCullers not pitching this year. They need Kikuchi. Verlander's supposed to go out on a rehab soon. Hopefully get him back. Have Fromber, have Blanco, have Hunter Brown. You got some guys with some stuff. That's the good news. Kikuchi definitely has the stuff. And how great was the moment, too, for him to get off the mound there. Because, the pressure has to be just absolutely immense internally for him, as it should be. He's going to the first real situation that he's ever had in his career with a team that has expectations of themselves to go super far into the postseason, to win the division. He's played across the way from this franchise for a long time, but he's never played on a true contender. And to come in, debut start at home after all the talk, and to give up 2 runs in the first 2 batters he's faced, to settle, to dominate the way he did, I can't imagine the weight off his shoulders, the feeling with the standing ovation that he deserved to get and got tonight. Good on everybody that's at the ballpark to make it loud and make him feel it. And you could see his appreciation when he tipped the cap there, obviously to the crowd multiple times. Hopefully this is the beginning of a nice tenure for him here in Houston, whether it's for the rest of this season plus some of next year or plus next year, or whether it's just for this season and that's it. They need him. They need him to perform. And tonight, he performed and helped them win. Let's talk about the man, though, that typically does it with a big stick, doing it with his wheels tonight. Yordan Alvarez will do that next here on the Locked On Astros Postcast. FanDuel is where you should be to make games more fun. Sports are back to being sports, of course. We got preseason football coming up all over the place. You've got all the baseball going. You got the summer games going on. It is as good as it gets. And this summer, FanDuel is hooking up all customers with a boost or a bonus daily. That's right. There's something for everyone every day all summer long. So head over to FanDuel.com and start making the most out of your summer. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. One more message before we get back to our Astros discussion after the win against the Rays tonight. Get supplies from the site that's made for the skilled trade, SupplyHouse.com. SupplyHouse.com is the reliable way to order plumbing, h-vac, and electrical products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Shop a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from over 400 top brands and get your order delivered to your door with fast shipping from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Get expert support and industry-leading service from the friendliest folks in the business and talk to a real person every time. Pros in the skilled trades can get a competitive edge by joining SupplyHouse.com's free TradeMaster program. Every TradeMaster gets access to a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Join the thousands of trade pros already benefiting from their free membership at SupplyHouse.com/TM and order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies from anywhere. Just a few clicks. SupplyHouse.com. Locked on Astros Postcast tonight. Thanks for stopping by the channel. If you are new to this channel, I would greatly appreciate you hitting the subscribe button and coming back and watching us or watching the videos whenever it is that you guys watch the videos like you do. We're 10 subscribers away from 1,500. Let's go. We could do it. 10 people. Hit that button. Make it happen. Let's kick our weekend off right. We'll of course, do this again tomorrow night. Game 2 of this series. Between these two, a 6:10, or excuse me, this is a Fox game. 6:15 first pitch tomorrow night, Astros and Rays. And then again, Sunday, 1:10 first pitch for that one. So we'll be with you like we will throughout the week this week for the Astros. And then we'll also have Texans football. Again, if you're new to the channel, we don't just do Astros, we do Texans, we do Rockets, we do Astros, we do Cougs, because we're locked on Houston sports, right? That's just exactly what we do. So come on by, come on back. Let's have fun talking about the Stros, hopefully the rest of the season. And one thing that was fun to watch tonight, it wasn't an offensive explosion. Not every game can be. Boz went out there for the Rays tonight, pitched really well. The Rays have always been able to bullpen pretty well as well. But the Astros got that last run, obviously, on just hustle. And Yordan Alvarez has had a tough homestand. There's no denying it. He's had a great season this year, numbers-wise. I know that he's talked about he's just never really felt completely comfortable this season. That's pretty scary when you think about it. Like a guy that's having, in his mind, an off season that's hitting 296 with 20 home runs, 55 runs batted in, getting on base at a 379 clip and has a 903 OPS, and he doesn't feel like he's having a good season. Must be nice. He has been bad in the last week, as I mentioned. He is 5 for his last 26 over the last week. It's a 192 batting average. But tonight, fantastic base running after getting on with that little dumpy single off literally the end of the bat. You could hear it and see it. 69, I think it hit 69.2 miles per hour off the end of the bat for Yordan there. Dumps it in, gets on. Yiner then stays in the count. Seeing tough sliders, serves that one out to left field, and great aggressive base running by Yordan. Seeing that the ball, not only that the ball was slowing into the outfield, so there's more room to more ground to cover for the outfielder there, but also the fact that he was way off the line in that spot. And there was just a long run to get to that baseball, and Yordan was aggressive. And then not only was he aggressive, he stayed alert to the situation, which I think, unfortunately, you see, it's not just an Astros problem. It's a baseball problem in general. Guys don't stay alert. But it feels like with this team, like they miss opportunities sometimes on the base pass that they have right in front of them to take. And it's not like that ball got far away. I think it was Morel that was there with that play there at second base. I need to look at it. Yeah, it was Morel. He had a rough night. A couple errors for him there at second base. He's just starting to play second base now as a Ray. So off to a sluggish start to his career as a second baseman with Tampa Bay. But the fact that Yordan was as aggressive as he was and the ball didn't get that far away, phenomenal base running. And he always has. He doesn't get everybody just looks at him and goes, well, how does he play the outfield or whatever? I mean, like, he can move. He can absolutely run. And then behind him, you also have to give the credit to the guy that got the throw forced to second base. Yiner Diaz is the same way. Yiner Diaz is a guy that you look at and you go, there's no way that guy can move. He can move. Like, for a catcher, he can bust it down that line. And that was great aggressive base running on Yiner's part. Again, like Yordan, seeing that the ball was far away. It was a lot of ground to cover to get there, to get over there, and then make a throw, which wasn't the worst throw in the world, clearly. Just botched there at second base. And it pays to be aggressive. It pays to be alert. And tonight was one of those nights where it was just complete evidence that if you do the little things in this game, you will be rewarded. And those guys know that. They've played this game their whole lives. But that's what's made this team, this franchise, special throughout the years. Their ability to do the small things consistently better than everybody else. And then when you do them, it's a snowball effect. It's just like anything else. Snowball, snowball, snowballs. Good, positive, downhill movement. And then there you go. You're reeling off wins left and right. Which, again, this was a win tonight that they had to have in the standings because the Mariners are now up 9-0 on the Phillies. So that game is, it was already over at 8-0. It's really over at 9-0. Congratulations. The Phillies are falling apart the last week or two or whatever. They've been playing horrible baseball. The Astros aren't playing horrible baseball right now because they won their baseball game tonight. I do have a question for you guys. We're going to take a look at tomorrow's game a little bit before we get out of here, but also, should I apologize? Is one start enough to apologize to some people? We'll talk about that next year in Locked On Astros Postcast. It's summer, it's hot outside, and hydration is key. And if you've not tried Liquid IV, what are you waiting for? You get hydrated with electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients from the #1 powdered hydration brand in America. I can tell you this, in my house, we always have Liquid IV. My wife is a huge fan of it. We go with the sugar-free ones. I'm not a big sugar fan in general in anything that I have in life other than desserts. And I love the sugar-free Liquid IVs, the peach flavor. I actually had 2 of them. So I did not watch. I will admit this to you now. I did not watch the first inning live. I was outside finishing some power washing because before the game started tonight, I was outside mowing my yard, working on doing my monthly, making sure my generator's good. And then I was doing my power washing on my back porch. And it is hot outside. And so during that time, I had 2 peach sugar-free Liquid IVs. And guess what? I'm glad I did. I'm a lot more hydrated now because of the electrolytes, getting all that back on my body because I was sweating out there. You tear, pour, live more. 1 stick plus 16 ounces of water hydrates you better than water alone. No more thirsty summers when you indulge in hydration with Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use code MLB at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code MLB at liquidiv.com. Locked On Astros Postcast with you here on a Friday night. Thank you guys for stopping by. If you're, again, new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. We'll do this again tomorrow night. Astros and Rays, Game 2 of this 3-game series. The Stros will hand the ball tomorrow night to Ronel Blanco up against Zach Littell for the Tampa Bay Rays. Take a look at that here in just a second. But I have a serious question right now. I said a lot of mean things recently about Dana Brown. Should I apologize? Should I? Tell me in the comments. Should I apologize to Dana Brown? I'm going to go. My answer is no. I don't owe him an apology. I think I'm right to feel the way that I am. I don't think that there's anything wrong with still not loving the trade, even if Kikuchi pitched well tonight and could pitch well, moving forward. Doesn't mean I have to like it. Doesn't mean that I think that he is suddenly a great GM again. I still don't have enough on him to really know. I can't, we were told that, he was going to fix the farm system, and they brought him in because of his emphasis on the draft and everything. He's a scout, like we've talked about. What he is. I can't even judge that because they trade away everything that they've got. I mean, he traded his third-round pick from last year, so, and he's been handcuffed to an extent when it comes to making major league moves. I get that. Not a lot's been happening there. But, I can't completely judge what he is. All I will say is I'm not going to apologize just yet. Not yet. I'll wait. If Kikuchi goes out and pitches like Randy Johnson in 1998 when the Astros traded for him at the deadline, I'll apologize. I will. But right now, I reserve the right to feel that I'm right and not apologizing. Tomorrow, game 2 of this 3-game series. Ronel Blanco needs a good start, right? It's been a little up and down lately. It's not been sharp like it was early in the season. Just pulling it up right now. This does it by last 7 games. He's got a 3.92 ERA over that period of time, which, look, you can live with it. But his walks have come up a little bit. He's been giving up some hits. He's just not been unbelievable. He wasn't horrible. Like horrible when he was out there the other night against the Dodgers. I think he still had 9 strikeouts. But he wasn't very good in the start before that against Seattle. He was 4 runs in that one. He's 4 runs in each of his last 2 starts. He's pitched like an ace of a staff this season. They need him to get back to that. Which every pitcher's, if 4 runs is as bad as it gets when you have a bad start, sign me up. You've done well as a starting pitcher. Simple as that. By the way, we are 7 people away from 1,500 subscribers right now. So if you want to hit that button, again, thank you. I appreciate it. Seriously, I can't even believe we're here. But I think that tomorrow that Ronel against this Rays lineup probably does pretty well. The Astros need to get the bats going a little bit, more than they have. They're now 4-3 so far through the first 7 of this 10-game homestand. Honestly, they need to probably sweep this series, right? Yeah, they need to sweep the series. Let's just say it. Let's live with it. It's going to happen. They're going to sweep the Rays. Believe that. Appreciate you guys stopping by tonight again. Tomorrow night, we'll do this after Astros and Rays, game 2 of this 3-game series. I will talk to you guys then right here on the Locked On Astros Postcast.